Hola, buenos días.
Buenas tardes, buenas noches.
This is Barb.
And this is Estella.
And welcome to
Cafecito.
And Crime. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night. We hope that everyone is having a wonderful day, night, or wherever, or whenever you're listening. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Just well.
Swell.
Swell. Yeah.
Swell well.
Oh,
Swell.
wow.
Swell well.
Nice.
¿Y tú?
I think I'm
Are you cold?
Okay, I'm freezing. Here in Houston, it is cold. And to me, this is like, we never get this.
Yeah, we do.
No. I'm this early? No.
I don't think it'll last. Just saying.
There's another cold front coming through. I saw in
When?
the news. I don't know. But I saw it.
Mañana hay 100 de agua.
Exactly. So,
My favorite.
entonces, with that being said, yo tengo frío.
But do you rather be cold or do you rather be hot?
I don't know. That's a hard question to answer because, you just don't know what you want. Sometimes you just want everything. I want to be hot and cold. I want to be comfortable.
Okay. So what's comfortable? That doesn't happen in Houston. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you're either hot or you're
cold. Yeah. But
for like most of the year is hot.
Yeah. So whenever I go to Dallas and visit my family y como que hace aire or something, I'm like, no.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want this shit.
You don't want air?
Sí, güey. Pero, o sea, whenever it's colder in other places and we don't get that, como una little breeze or something,
it just
I'm like,
depends.
wait a minute. Hold up. What is this coldness?
Yeah.
But other than that, everything has been wonderful. Estella, would you like to share your concert experience by yourself yesterday?
Yes. I went to a concert yesterday by myself. Yeah.
That's it.
It was great. It's not weird. I mean...
No, I don't think it's weird. Like, I think I would do that.
Oh, that's one of the things. Because you're like entertained, like you're there to vibes.
Because I'm like vibing. Because when my husband took me to see Mana, my husband the whole time, él estaba sentado, behind me. He didn't move. He didn't sing. He didn't do nothing. So he was just sitting. I was vibing by myself and then the guys that were really drunk next to me.
Yeah.
Entonces, I feel like I could have done that by myself. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Don't tell him I said that, but...
Ahorita lo voy a decir after we finish recording.
Okay, thanks.
No, it was really fun. I went to go see Jesse Joy. And it's like smaller venues. So, and it was, I like that venue. It was cool. I had my little seltzer.
It was late for her. Ya estaba tardecito.
Yeah.
Y no salían, güey.
Yeah. Because they were supposed to start like at 8. Well, that's what, it said. Y I texted Barbie and my sister and I was like, wait. No salen?
Yeah, she was all like, ¿dónde están?
I'm like, it's 8:30. It's 8:30. Like,
I'm like, oh shit, ya se van a emputar.
No, wait, and I had to pee. And I was like, si me paro,
van a salir.
They're going to come out.
Yeah.
They're going to come out.
Our luck, sister. Sí.
Yeah.
Sale.
Yeah. And then I held my pee up until like, maybe like almost an hour in.
Damn.
Yeah. I didn't like have to pee, but like I felt it. And then when I did go pee, they tried to open my door twice. Like before they're trying
to pee, please?
I was like, hello, like I'm trying to pee, but it was like the single like family. Yeah. And instead of going to the stalls, I'm like, somebody's in here. And I like, but no, and then it was
when you hold it and it just comes out.
No, and then
for like an hour.
And then I was there, and then I was like, I'm not gonna enjoy the concert if I'm holding my pee.
Yeah, because you can't even like. Move.
Yeah.
Because you're like, if I move, me voy a mear,
Yeah. But it was a really good show. They sounded amazing.
That's awesome. I'm so happy for you and your journey of doing things alone. I could never, but I'm happy for you.
You say you would go to a concert alone?
A concert, yes. The movies, no. I can't.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't talk in the movies.
I don't care. I just feel weird. Out to dinner, I can't do it.
Out to coffee?
I can't.
Out to brunch?
Nope.
Out to breakfast?
Nope. Can't do it.
Breakfast.
So today...
Oh, I guess we're transitioning into the case. Are you done?
I'm done.
Are you done with the updates? Are you done?
I'm done with the updates.
Okay,
guys.
so cool.
So today we are going to be... So I had talked to Estella about trying to do something a little bit different. Mm-hmm. And so this case, it was kind of weird the way I fell into it, but it was all of the cases are crazy, but we're going to be discussing a case of a serial killer. And not only is she a serial killer, it's a woman. We are going today to Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
I know we've been to North Carolina. I don't think we've been to Raleigh. But if you...
De pasada, I think.
De pasada. Mm-hmm. But if you already heard these fun random things, no diga nada, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so if you would like to come with us to Raleigh, North Carolina, go ahead and grab your cafecitos.
And let's get started.
Fun, random, interesting facts of Raleigh, North Carolina is that Sir Walter Raleigh, who the city is named after, has never or did never step a foot in Raleigh, North Carolina.
So that's when you have the power.
Like they just named him, named the city. I don't know.
Isn't that the capital of North Carolina? Like that's when you're just so influential, you know?
You don't even have to go.
No, you don't even have to go. You just are.
Another one, or fun, random, interesting fact number 2, is that it is the home to the first state-supported symphony in the U.S.
Ooh.
The North Carolina Symphony was founded in 1932.
Almost 100 years?
Yeah. First state-funded, supported. Ooh. Yeah. Random fact number 3 is that Raleigh is known for hosting dozens of festivals, including something called Art Polger, Hip Scotch Music Festival, and the Wide Open Bluegrass Festival.
Hip hop or scotch?
Hip hopscotch.
Oh shit!
But they don't play hopscotch.
Oh,
they just play music. I looked it up because I was like, "There's no way." That is so cool. But no había.
But it wasn't what. No. I'm kind of sad about that.
No, I was super sad. And I looked at it and it looks so fun and you know, all the colors everywhere. And it looks like it's just in the middle of the city.
But there's no hopscotch.
But there's no hopscotch. So I would have gone just to be like, oh, there's no hopscotch here? ¿Qué pasó?
Ya me voy.
Anyway, so today we're going to be discussing the multiple cases of Velma Barfield.
Velma
Barfield was convicted and sentenced to die in 1978.
Yeah, she should have been. I've never heard of her, but I'm just, you know.
Oh, this case you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Meaning like you're going to be mad. She died in 1978 for the death of several people in Raleigh, North Carolina. This would make her, as I said before, a serial killer. And she wasn't the typical serial killer that you would think. She was more of, you know how when you think of a serial killer, you think, oh, que tantos like disheveled and they look crazy and then all of that. But this lady was not. Velma, on the other hand, was a grandmother and a God-loving grandmother, according to her, that would knit and quote the Bible all the time. So everywhere she walked, she was a Christian woman y traía su Biblia y todo. She awaited her execution in a Raleigh Central prison where she was the only woman prisoner in that place.
Oh, shit.
There in her cell, right across the execution chamber, is where she spent her last days. She did an interview and she explained that the relationship she had with God is what helped her enable her to survive her confinement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. After 6 years being on death row, she did face her faith at the age of 52. The lethal injection took her life. Her name was already written as the grandmother that became a serial killer, but she was also the first woman executed in America in 22 years and the first white woman to face the death penalty since they came back to North Carolina in 1976.
Oh, shit.
At 2:15 in the morning on November the 2nd of 1987, Velma was declared dead. Her last words were an apology for the hurt that she caused. Many did believe that she didn't mean it, like she was just doing it.
Talking out of her ass or something.
And that she was just acting. In her last days, Velma wanted to donate her organs to give life to other people, according to her, or whoever needed it. That was impossible to do because the chemicals used in the lethal injection would have made her body not capable of the transplant. Even when her request was denied, it left a question on everybody's mind if she was really the sorry Christian grandma looking for forgiveness or just a clever killer playing her last card. Her execution was controversial across the nation, not because of what crime she committed, but because she was a white woman.
Oh, of course.
A grandmother and a regular in church. In a justice system where women, especially white women, never face the death penalty. Not in the case with Velma. she would force the nation to face harder questions about gender, race, and whether what a killer looks like should matter when deciding who lives or who dies. So let's get into what caused this soft-spoken, sweet grandma to die in the hands of the lethal injection.
Yeah.
Margie Velma Bullard was born October the 29th of 1932 in Eastover, South Carolina. But she was raised in Fayetteville as a second child and oldest daughter among 9 brothers and sisters. Her family worked a small tobacco and cotton farm in the middle of the Depression. Life was really hard for them because when she was born right into it. But they did work an honest life. And Velma and her siblings learned responsibility early, and faith in God was essential as daily bread. Regular church services, daily prayers were very important in her family. Their home, along with many in the country at the time, were with no electricity and no running water. As I mentioned before, this was not unusual for many families at that time.
Especially farmers.
Exactly. In elementary school, Velma excelled with a special talent for reading and writing. Teachers noticed that she was quiet, but her family was very poor. On the other hand, the children that she went to school with would make fun of her for wearing the same clothes all over again or for being dirty.
Pobrecita.
She was known to have outbursts in class at times because the kids would make fun of her.
Yeah.
They're assholes.
Yeah, kids are dicks.
Big time.
Not all kids, of course, but you know.
Not all kids.
You know what I mean.
She did start stealing from her neighbors and would keep coins from her dad's pockets. And with that money, she would buy candy and she would bribe the kids to be her friend.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know. As a teenager at Parkton Public School, Velma discovered a passion for basketball. Not being a typical athlete or typical athletic teen, she was quick on her feet and she had good reflexes. Basketball was her refuge from all the obligations she had at home. At that time, those few hours each week, she could escape for that moment from all the
responsibilities
and what she was facing at home. It all changed when her mother found out when her mother had twins, because back then you couldn't find out. She just had twins. And she was, as the oldest daughter, she had to sacrifice her interest for the sake of the household. Her mother, Lily, and her father, Murphy, insisted that Velma quit her studies and basketball to help her mother with her overwhelming 9 children and focus on chores at home. And this is the time where Velma meets Thomas Burke. It is said that Thomas was not the best looking. And she even said that she didn't think that he was attractive, but he was really gentle towards her.
Okay.
And Velma said that he could make her laugh. And
I mean, especially when she didn't have that from her peers at school, and then finally meeting somebody that
was nice to her.
Yeah.
And that actually would care about her or wanted to have a conversation.
Yeah.
He was kind and he respected Velma. This is something that, like you said, she wasn't used to. And her father also was kind of
a dick.
Yeah.
Not nice.
Not nice. Since they were living in the Depression, her father turned to alcohol and would get mad and throw things. It was very intimidating towards the children. But Velma would not blame her dad. Velma would say it was her mother's fault.
Oh, shit.
She would say that it was her fault for not being more tough on him. Or telling him to stop.
Okay.
Like her mentality was, it's just a man. It's
like that's
okay.
all men do that, but we
yeah.
just need to be a little bit more harder on them to be like, hey, ay, pero la pobre señora acaba de tener twins.
Y tiene 9, güey.
Yeah, imagínate.
So Velma would go on to say that she was extremely scared of her dad. She was scared of his reactions when things would happen. But Thomas and Velma did start dating in school, which was extremely a no-no at home.
Yeah. Because she's supposed to be focused on chores at school and stuff like that. I mean, chores at home. I'm sorry, yeah.
She would tell Velma that he could date at 16. Él le decía el dad. Pero después, Thomas and Velma were waiting for her to turn 16. Y cuando she turned 16, he was like, no, you can't date.
Wow.
And that she was still too young. They were struggling to see each other, and Thomas would even show up at the end of church, like cuando se acababa la misa, and just to see her.
Oh.
At one of those moments is...
Wait, do we like Thomas? He sounds like a sweetheart.
We'll see in a minute.
He was right now.
He was right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
At one of those moments is when Velma and Thomas decided to elope. It seems that it was more of like a desperate kind of move
on her end.
Velma. Yeah. She wanted to get away from home.
Yeah.
She was 17, and in her eyes, marriage was the only way that she was going to get an independence from everything that she had to do or all her chores from home.
And from her dad.
Exactly. On December the 1st of 1949, early in the morning, Velma told her mom that she was going to go visit with one of her friends. Instead, she left with Thomas, and her friend also went, and they went to the neighboring courthouse, and they exchanged vows.
Oh, pues they needed a witness, pues.
Exactamente. The friend was a witness. The first night that they both were married, they actually went their separate ways. They didn't tell their family, and they agreed on that.
Yeah.
For some reason, Thomas broke that promise, and he started telling everybody.
Oh, gosh.
Metiche.
Maybe he was happy about it. He was like, hey.
Yeah, I got married.
But even then, like, if they had agreed to keep it on the down low for a little bit, obviously they had their reasons.
Exactly.
Pero a lo mejor a aquel le ganó la emoción.
Yeah, he got excited. So this pushed Velma to have to tell her mother at least. So Lily said, hey, she told Lily and said, hey, Mom, can you help me tell my dad? Como paso a avisarlo,
Yeah.
And Lily said, nope, I'm not going to get involved. That's your problem. Velma eventually did tell her dad, Murphy, and he went into a fit of rage. He even demanded that the marriage get annulled. Immediately then after, he started to cry.
El papá.
Unconsolably. Like Velma said, she's never seen her father ever cry before. When I heard that, it kind of reminded me, como que he was kind of obsessed with her.
Do you think so?
Like he was like obsessive over like maybe all of his children, but maybe
property.
Her.
Maybe yeah, you're my property. I tell you what to do. I run you. Maybe
I think so. At one point,
and maybe be like, hey, I'm the one that has to give you permission to do these things. You did it
without my permission,
right? Yeah.
So alguien sí mencionó, like in one of that Velma mentioned that he had abused of her when she was younger. Pero all of her brothers and sisters said que no era cierto. But then one time, one of her sisters said que sí. So we don't know if it's true or not. It was
and she said this later in life after she had been already arrested.
Later in life. She actually wrote a book.
Okay.
After that, Velma said her relationship was never the same with her father. Velma moved in with Thomas at this point, and his parents, they didn't live too far from her parents. That the first year was just incredible. They both dropped out of school. They did drop out. And Thomas worked at a cotton mill. He later left that job and he drove a delivery truck. Velma found work at a pharmacy. Later after that, Thomas hated his job, so he quit, and they both moved in with Velma's older brother, Olive. I just thought that was a crazy name. His name is just Olive.
I've heard Olive for a girl.
Pero
yeah. Hey, they were progressive, it sounds like.
Thinking outside the box.
I don't like olives.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've never seen you eat one.
Yeah, I do.
One.
The last time I used to buy the little packages when they had the olive and the pepper inside.
Yeah.
I used to buy, but it's been a while. Thomas soon after, it's not like my first choice. Thomas soon after found work at a cola bottling company.
Okay.
And made enough to get their own place.
Oh, wow.
This is when Velma ends up pregnant with their first child, Ronald Burke, a.k.a. Ronnie.
Okay.
December the 15th, 1951, just 2 years later, on September the 3rd of 1953, she gave birth to Kim.
Okay.
So Kim is her daughter and her son.
And
Ronnie.
Ronnie and Kim.
Velma later says that she...
Kimberly?
No, just Kim.
Okay.
Velma later says that she loved her children so much that she could not be away from them for any reason.
Oh.
She protected them like crazy. If she felt physically ill. Oh. She was super overprotective.
That's a mom.
That's a mom, but
super overprotective. Yeah, I feel like everybody, as a parent, you feel that way towards your children, But
it's a different time too. It's a different time.
Yeah.
So Ronnie eventually started first grade. And around this time, Velma started to work at a textile mill at the overnight shift. So this way, ella trabajaba de noche y Thomas trabajaba de día, and she didn't want her kids to not be with one of their parents.
But then ella estaba todo el día con ellos, right? Sí, yeah, until... Well, Ronnie was at school, pero tenía la niña.
They would exchange, como quien dice, shifts.
Yeah.
In 1962, Velma was diagnosed with fibroid tumors in her uterus, which caused intense pain and bleeding. She is told that it would be best for her to have a hysterectomy. She was never the same after that procedure.
Really?
Yep. Velma's even quoted saying, "I didn't know how to handle my nerves. When anything upset me, it made me nervous and afraid. And all of that got worse after my hysterectomy." Yeah. So things were different in 1960s, you know, especially with hysterectomies, yes. You know, like right now, even now, that is such a big procedure for a woman.
Yes.
You know, I'm not sure if anybody, or if you don't know what that means, it just means that they take out your uterus and everything, all of your reproductive organs from a woman. And most of the time they do it because something is going on, or, you know, like this, she was having some tumors and that kind of stuff. So regarding, there was not a lot known about hysterectomies, maybe.
Or like, is it right to say side effects? Not side effects.
Not side effects, but like, what would happen after?
Yeah, post.
And and another thing is like, there's a lot of hormonal changes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you.
When you lose your.
I mean, when you get a hysterectomy.
When you get a hysterectomy. And she was young. They would like, she must have been really sick for them to decide to do that.
She was from 33, right?
Yeah, she was from 32.
So she's from 32, and this was in the 60s? So she had to have been in her 30s.
That's young?
Maybe almost 40?
Yeah, but that's really young for hysterectomy. They don't, because what happens is once you take all of that vital organs out of the woman's body.
But like you said, it was for medical purpose, like medical reasons, not just because she didn't want to have any more kids or deal with the period or anything like that.
But what happens is you go straight into menopause sometimes.
Yeah.
So what happens when you go to menopause? I mean, you just don't feel okay.
Yourself.
Yeah, yourself.
Yeah.
And like I said, since there was not a lot known about hysterectomies and about the surgery at the time, and like how sometimes you need hormone replacement therapy, at times that this happens.
That wasn't even a thing. Like
exactly,
then,
that was not available for Velma, including therapy or her mental health.
Oh yeah, of course not, especially not in the 60s.
And also, she came out of that surgery with back pain. So I think that they did a probably like to make her go to sleep. They did
like an epidural. Okay,
so
some sort.
Then she started having back pain, and she also starts to have breakdowns and fits like her dad. Her marriage is starting to crumble very fast, along with the fact that in 1965, Thomas, his father, passed away. Thomas was in a very bad car accident, and he is having some back pain as well.
Oh, shit.
So guess what he did? He self-medicated by drinking a lot more alcohol. And he joined a civic organization, which I really have no idea what that is, but I'm guessing it was kind of like
a union?
Like a union, And that group didn't help at all because they were all drinkers.
Oh, más triste.
In mid-1960s, Velma and Thomas had fell on bad times now, financially. Velma's first crime was when she wrote a bad check and she was ordered to pay the money back.
Oh, shit.
Around the same time, Thomas was arrested for drunk driving.
Oh, shit.
He lost his job. Obviously, he drove...
Drunk?
No, pero he drove... ¿Cómo se llama? Delivery trucks.
Yeah. For the
cola company. He was unemployed now, and with all of this, and Velma's back pain.
And his back pain.
She goes to the doctor, and he prescribed some medication for the pain. This is the moment. With this act of prescribing her those painkillers is a turn of events that caused all of Velma's life to go downhill.
Okay.
She then goes through an extreme addiction to painkillers. Both her children are with her, and they're both teens now. And Thomas and her are now abusing drugs and alcohol in the home.
Oh, wow.
By the end of 1960, Velma discussed trying to... Supposedly, ella estaba queriéndole agarrar help a Thomas, pero ella también estaba igual.
Yeah.
So
it was like the blind leading the blind.
Yeah. So she said that she wanted to put him in rehab, but it's like, well, you should go to rehab yourself.
Maybe you should help yourself first before you can help your husband.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
She never once admitted how bad she was doing. It was bad to a point where she had lost quite a bit of weight, and she collapsed in the kitchen several times while cooking breakfast. Thomas was too drunk to help her.
Oh, my gosh.
And Ronnie had to call his grandpa, Murphy, and he drove Velma to the hospital. After a week's stay, they told Velma that she had a nervous breakdown. And they gave her some medication for this nervous breakdown. They gave her medication for anxiety called Librium. Unfortunately, this medication is also highly addictive. Velma would take it in high doses.
Obviously, she took over the recommended dose, right?
Over the recommended dose more than she was prescribed.
Supposed to, yeah.
And also would see several doctors to get the medication.
Oh, damn.
So she was doctor jumping.
I was going to say doctor hopping.
Yeah, doctor hopping. Her and Thomas' marriage was falling apart by the end of 1968. Their marriage had gotten so bad that both Thomas and Velma barely even talked to each other. Oh, but they lived in the same home.
Yeah.
Thomas would try to stop drinking, but then he would just go back to drinking not long after. The family would say that he would sit in the garage. This was crazy to me. I don't know if he was like trying to like hurt himself or what, but he would sit in the garage and he would rev the engine del carro. He would just sit there and stuff like that.
With the, I'm assuming the car garage.
The garage.
The car garage door closed.
Door closed. And he was just revving the whole time. Hasta que se le acababa el gas. So he had no gas.
So he was trying to,
I don't know if he was trying to carbon monoxide
poisoning?
kill himself. I don't know. But
that's weird.
That's very odd. When they would go in there to go try to help him.
Be like, dude, what are you doing?
He would get physical. And he would be like, leave me alone, and so they would just leave him in there. Entonces dejaba el carro sin gas. So then who's going to put gas in the car?
Yeah, nobody wanted to call 911? Or no querían el escándalo, quién sabe.
Quién sabe. It's a different time. March 1969 rolls around. Velma had enough. She packs her suitcase while Thomas is passed out drunk for herself and Kim. And Ronnie was 17 at this time, so he decided to stay behind with his dad.
Oh, okay.
Thomas and Ronnie talked and, he said he was going to try again to get sober. So Velma and Kim come back, and it lasted about a week when Thomas went back to drinking.
So they left, Kim and Velma, and then Ronnie se quedó con su papá, and then Thomas was like, oh, I'm going to change. I'm going to change, and then Velma and Kim were gone for a week, and then Thomas said, I'm going to change, and then they're like, okay, we're coming back.
And they came back. And it only lasted a week. And
that's very common. So,
dude, it sometimes I feel like that's more common than we think.
And it's you want to believe that they're going to get better.
100%, because you love this person and you want the best for them,
and you want your family together. So,
in April, Ronnie and Kim decided that they were leaving the house now themselves.
Oh shit!
They were going to leave their parents there by themselves because they were over this shit. So they said, hey.
Because they were only like 2 years apart, no?
Yeah. So Ronnie was 17, she was 15. Kim was 15. So Ronnie said, you know what? Fuck this shit. Let's go. Se llevó a su sister. And they went to go live with their grandparents, Lily and Murphy. On April the 21st, 1969, Thomas came home drunk and he passed out. Meanwhile, Velma had gone to the store and to the laundromat with her mom. When she returned, the house was full of smoke. The bedroom where Thomas was full of smoke. And in the middle of the room lay Thomas dead. According to reports, he had passed out with a cigarette that was lit. He burned the carpet.
Oh, shit.
So then after...
Se llenó de humo.
He worked... it looked like he tried to get up and get out of the flames or, the smoke, but he passed out again due to the smoke inhalation.
Oh, okay. Was he drunk? También?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course.
So Thomas died in the burning of the room along with their... This is sad. Along with their dog Termite and their cat Sadie.
Termite.
And Sadie. Yeah.
So it actually caught flames? Like it wasn't just like smoke?
No.
It caught flames.
No, I think it was just smoke pero it was so much that he
inhaled it. Yeah.
Inhaled it?
Yeah, inhaled.
Okay. Velma and her children were devastated about this, of course. And they didn't, Velma said, I didn't want to be with the man, but I didn't want him to die.
Tampoco. And even though Ronnie and Kim were out of the house, that's your dad. They didn't want their dad to die.
And also you could see that Ronnie was kind of wanting to help him too, because he would stay behind, talk to him and that kind of thing. He did have a life insurance policy, but it wasn't much. It only covered enough to pay the funeral expenses.
Oh, shit.
Velma now had to have a double income, and she had to start working 2 jobs to make it through for a few years. Next to one of her jobs that had a department store. So she had a job and then she worked next door at the department store. She had a friend and her name was Pauline Barfield.
Pauline? Okay.
Pauline had introduced Velma to her husband.
James?
Jennings.
Uh-huh. That's his first name?
Yeah, Jennings.
Okay.
Jennings Barfield.
Okay.
Jennings was disabled. After Thomas passed away,
unexpectedly.
Yes. Pauline passed away as well. But she passed away from a cerebral embolism. Cerebral. What is wrong with me? You say it.
Cerebral embolism.
Yes. Can you believe that?
That you can't say it? No.
No, stupid ass. Que she passed away también.
So Jennings passed away. De por sí.
No, Jennings didn't pass away.
No, pero el hombre was disabled.
The hombre was disabled.
Pero Pauline, she passed
away.
She passed away from an cerebral embolism.
Yeah. What are the odds, dude?
What is that? Como un derrame cerebral?
Sí, un derrame. Yeah. It was unexpected.
Bitch, is that like an aneurysm? That's like my biggest fear. Because you don't know, you nomás caes muerto one day. Girl, and you had a fucking aneurysm.
Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. The scariest part was one time, off topic or off the case, my sister, she told me, she had a friend of hers.
Which one?
My sister, Vanessa, she had a friend of hers that worked with her, and her wife and they came to my baby shower when I was pregnant of my daughter, and they were really close to us. I mean, to my sister and everything.
You knew them.
I knew them. And one day my sister calls me and she's like, this person's partner is dead. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, she got up, went to go make breakfast, and she passed out and had a aneurysm.
What is an aneurysm?
Well, you just have a blood clot.
In your brain?
Yeah. And you just die. Like, there was nothing. She talked to her in the morning. Like, everything. You got up, you worked out, whatever, and then you go to the restroom.
Like a restroom, yeah. I forgot her name. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the actresses. She was in The Sopranos. She said that her brother, he died of an aneurysm también. Y que he went to go take a shower or something like that. Y que se cayó en el baño. And then I'm like, oh my God.
Just like you, normal.
Yeah.
Like they don't show any symptoms, nothing. It just happens.
So how do you diagnose one? I'm curious.
I don't think that they're...
Unless you particularly ask.
Like you have... I guess. I don't know, honestly.
That's crazy. No, but anyways.
So anyway, back to the story.
Yeah.
They bonded, Jennings and Miss
Velma. After Pauline's death?
Yeah. And only...
Oh, was it that the sorrow brought them together?
Yes. The sorrow and the hurt of...
Losing Pauline.
And also Thomas. Only after 3 months, Jennings proposed to Velma.
Oh.
She later said that she wasn't in love with him, but that she accepted his proposal anyway. Jennings did not drink, and she knew that he would not mistreat her.
Mm-hmm.
Velma, knowing she did not love him, still married him on August the 23rd of 1970. What were Velma's intention is what the real question is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that at this point, she's like, I need help. I'm working 2 fucking jobs.
I don't want to be by myself.
I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad. I mean, I don't blame her for that.
Yeah.
Pero let's see what happens. In her book, she's also quoted saying, this quote, I don't know why it stuck with me. She's saying, and I quote, I was unhappy married as I had been alone. End quote.
Oh, damn.
That's fucked up. Like, I was, I don't know. I don't know why that quote was just like, it was just so like cold-hearted.
Mm-hmm.
She also mentions that Jennings had health problems that were worse than everybody thought.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. She said, he was super, I mean, obviously he was disabled, but he had other stuff going on, and he didn't follow doctor's directions or orders to help himself tampoco.
Okay. Como like he probably didn't follow maybe certain medication or lifestyle changes as far as like diet.
Velma became his caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
While at home, she started to take Valium at this point now.
Ella?
Mm-hmm. Along with the other medications that she was taking.
All of
the anxieties y todo eso que se estaba tomando. This was in the 70s, and they did not have a great way to keep track of all the medications. So the patients would take, basically, they didn't know, like, now you have a medication list and you make sure that you go through it so that others don't interact. Back then, they didn't have that. It was in the 70s. Ronnie, by this time, graduated high school, and he started to work at the cola company that his dad worked at.
Okay.
Then he enrolled at the University of South Carolina. He then was drafted into the military.
Oh, shit.
And this is when Velma went downhill.
Otra vez. Yeah.
It was like an up and down thing with her. She felt like the only thing that she loved was being taken away, making Velma go into a depressive state and blaming Jennings on being a burden to her.
Bitch, you decided to marry this man. I know you're saying that you didn't know that his health issues were worse than everybody else thought. Mm-hmm. Pero señora.
No.
Leave him.
No, she didn't leave him. Because of his medical problems, he was a burden. Era un estorbo.
A burden.
What does Velma decide to do instead of just leaving Jennings, you ask? She bought a bottle of arsenic-based rat poison.
Ay, Dios mío.
As we know, where this is going.
Yes.
Jennings had already tried to look for a lawyer in March of 1971 to help him get a divorce. So he already knew it was not
it wasn't going well.
It wasn't going well. He was trying to divorce her since they were about 6 months together.
Really?
Yeah. So
Tampoco no la aguantaba.
O sea, no se estaba haciendo güey.
Pero la quería divorciar porque he knew que she didn't love him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, también she probably was not the nicest person if she was on Valium and on all this shit all the time.
She was probably, damn, like, I can barely handle my own self. Imagine con una esposa que, pues, es mean.
Is mean.
Y no me cuida.
Yeah. It was too late, though.
Yeah.
Velma snuck the arsenic in one of Jennings' meals. And on March the 21st, he went straight to the hospital. With the arsenic being sold at any store as rat poisoning, she was paying about $1 for it. I didn't realize how fucking cheap it was. And with being mostly odorless and, as we know, I mean, if we don't, then...
Colorless and odorless.
It's colorless, tasteless, odorless. Like, nobody can detect it. I think that I saw one of the people that I was listening that they say somewhere que if they get poisoned, que luego les huele la boca a garlic.
Really?
Yeah. Pero what if they just eat garlic bread? You know, I don't think that could be like it's really hard to trace it.
Well, you know how cyanide, like that to some people, it smells like almonds?
Ándale. Yeah.
You know, like
kind of like that.
But in this case,
arsenic.
Yeah.
Jennings did get to a point where he was unable to breathe. So yo no sé hace cuánto le estaba dando esta señora.
Like she was slowly, like dándole arsenic. Yeah.
Yeah. And the sweet wife that Velma was, of course, caregiver that she was portraying or whatever it was.
Making herself out to be.
She took him to the hospital, to the Cape Fear Valley Hospital. Mm-hmm. He did make it to the hospital, but he did die at 54.
Oh, estaba joven el señor.
Yes. The next morning from cardiac arrest.
Damn.
No one was suspicious of this because he had a whole bunch of health issues. Multiple health issues or health complications.
Yeah.
So nobody thought, pues lo estaban envenenando.
Right. And then you have to test for that. And even back then, like...
No investigation was done, which is what Velma knew that no one would look into his death.
Yeah. That's why she was setting up he has additional health problems that nobody knows about.
Nobody knows. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now that Jennings was gone and that's what she wanted, she was still depressed. And she continued to abuse of the...
Porque de por sí, Jennings was gone. Ronnie was gone. So it was just her and Kim?
Yes. Pero Kim was...
School. Doing her own thing.
Yeah.
Toda la cosa.
Ronnie tried to have a deferment from the military. Pobrecito. I feel so bad for him. I feel like he carried his dad y luego ahora su mamá. You know? Their money problems continued to grow with her addiction. And Kim, at this point, graduated high school. So this is around the time. I think Ronnie was not able to come home or something like that.
No lo dejaron venirse.
No. Around this time, Velma did suffer an overdose. And she admitted that she wanted to call it a half-hearted suicide attempt. What's a half-hearted suicide attempt?
No.
No, you either attempt or you don't attempt.
Yes. You can't half attempt hoping that it works, but hoping also that it doesn't work, then why do it in the first place? You know what I mean?
Because it's half-hearted. Not long after, in December
it's a front.
It's a front, of course.
Yeah.
Not long after, in December of 1971, she was fired from her department store, Jizob, after 7 years of working there. She was now living off of the life insurance money from Jennings. Once that money was gone from her just looking for drugs everywhere, she moved in with their parents in 1972. Not too long after that, she already knew that her dad wasn't doing well. He was diagnosed with lung cancer.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And by the time that they found out what was wrong, it was like
stage 4?
Yeah, it was too far gone, and he died in May. So
like 2 months later?
Literally. He went from December.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said March.
No. From December in 1971, when she was fired, she
moved in with her parents.
And he died in May.
Yeah, damn. I mean, cancer moves fast.
This inspired Velma to take now even more medications.
No, hombre, güey.
And in January 1973, she overdosed for a second time. So now we're at a point where she's going to start stealing pills from the neighbors' homes. Like, who the fuck se mete at somebody's home and be like, let me go see if they have fucking...
Well, it was the 70s.
I know. Pero, like, I don't know. I can't imagine being like, voy aquí con el vecino.
No, but I feel like we say, like, we look at things like this with the 1925 lens as opposed to like a 1970s lens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean...
Imagínate tú levantarte y me la voy aquí con el vecino a ver si tiene pastillitas.
No, pero you would go and be like, can I have some sugar?
Yeah, you know, or I don't even ask my neighbor for sugar. I'll just order it. Pero that's what we're saying, 2025.
Yeah.
Pero like, yo lo que me pongo a pensar es, like, who's in their right... Like, she was obviously had a problem.
Well, yeah.
Pero who in their right mind would be like, let me go to the neighbors a ver si tiene pills.
A drug addict.
True. Anyway, so she could no longer function without medications. She needed to be on it. Her relationship with her mother was not good.
I mean, I bet you, a lo mejor hasta su mamá, you know, le dijo like, hey, like, you're not okay.
You need help.
Yeah.
Lily thought that she was able to tell Velma what to do in the house.
Yeah.
Because she lived there.
Yeah.
So le pedía favores, me imagino, or whatever. And Velma said that she thought she was going to stop doing what she was doing and just go take care of it. She also was upset at her mother for bringing up the past and saying how good it was. And Velma remembered it being very different. Kim was now engaged, her daughter. And she was going to be moving out. So she moved out of her house with
her future mans.
And with her future mans, leaving Velma to deal with Lily alone. Velma could not afford a wedding. She couldn't. So what did she do? She decided to take out several loans around $2,000 against her mother's home and car.
Yikes.
Forging her signature and acting like she was her mother.
Fraud.
But she didn't use that money for the wedding. She used all of that money for drugs.
Yeah.
In December of 1974, the bank kept sending Lily notices about payments.
Right.
And Lily thought it was just an old or whatever, y lo tiraba. Because she'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Or that they were mistaken or something.
Se equivocaron. She would throw them away, she would say. Velma, seeing that her lies were about to get discovered or she was about to be exposed, she decided she needed to take action. One day, she was picking up Lily's meds, and while there, she also picked up
arsenic.
Another bottle of arsenic.
Bitch.
At this point, she started to poison her mother's food.
What's her last name again? Velma what?
Barfield.
Oh, it's Velma Arsenic Barfield. Okay.
She started to poison her mother's food, but on December the 30th, 1974, she wasn't dying, I think. So le dijo, le voy a dar más.
¿Le aventó una cucharada?
Yo creo que sí. Lily became violently sick. So I don't know if anybody or if you're listening or if you know, but what happens when you're getting poisoned, your insides are
shutting down, right?
Shutting down, or even like you'll start getting violently sick. So what happens is you throw up, you shit yourself, you're vomiting, like nausea,
you're dizzy.
Yeah, you're dizzy, you can't talk.
Yeah.
You literally start burning from the inside. That's what happens. So this is what's happening to them. So just vomiting, nausea, all of this. So she became violently sick. And Velma, the concerned daughter that she was.
Of course.
She called the doctor to get her treatment.
Oh, you know how back in the day you can make house calls?
Yeah.
Y venía el doctor a tu casa?
The doctor came and he thought that Lily just had the stomach flu.
Bitch, what kind of doctor are you?
I mean, pero ¿cómo vas a ver que no era eso, hermana? Like how? How was the doctor going to be like, oh, ya la miro and that's what's going, she's getting poisoned.
Well, yeah, you need to go get x-rays.
There's no way.
Yeah, and blood work.
And so then he said, hey, here's some like Dramamine, I don't know what they gave him, and let it run its course.
Some Pedialyte. You just got to stay hydrated.
Let it run its course. Velma then called her brother too.
Not Ronnie's. Oh, el brother de Velma. Okay, one of her brothers.
Yeah. Velma called her brother and told him that their mother was sick, but she had no idea why. Olive immediately called the ambulance. And when they got to the hospital, the emergency room doctor told them that they had seen a few cases of stomach viruses lately. Vomiting, like I said, nausea, just whatever it was. She was just violently sick. And a few hours later, she passed away from heart complications. At the funeral, es que se no tiene vergüenza, dude. At the funeral, Velma was seen by others crying by her mother's side.
Of course. She was a concerned daughter.
After her mother's death...
I thought you were going to say that she was wearing red or some shit.
No, I'm the devil. No. After her mother's death, Velma moved in with Kim. Ronnie and Kim se pusieron de acuerdo and they decided to flush all of the pills that were found everywhere.
Yeah.
Down the toilet.
Yeah. They were like,
no, we're done with this. You need to get better. Right?
Yeah.
So Velma started to become physically ill from
withdrawals.
The addiction, right?
Yeah.
They said that there were pills everywhere, Stella. They were in the washer, in the toilet paper rolls, in her hair rollers hole. She said they were in her bras, in her panties. In her socks, anywhere that she could hide them, there was pills there.
Under her armpits.
Aquí adentro de las chichis. Between the titties.
Yeah.
Between the titties. Kim said that she had seen her mom passed out so many times.
She OD'd a couple of times. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Velma, out of desperation, found an old checkbook of her ex-husband's, a.k.a. her first victim, and she started to write checks to pharmacies this time.
Oy.
2 days later...
The Jennings, right?
Sí.
Okay.
2 days later, the sheriff showed up to her house. ¿Qué pedo, güey? ¿Qué andas haciendo? And asked her. This is where it kills me. Because this is where I'm like, okay, this makes... Just pay the money back.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll be okay.
Well, like you said, once again, she was a woman. She was a
white woman.
She had gone through a lot of loss. Mm-hmm. You know, they were like, just pay your shit.
Velma didn't have any money. Instead...
That's why she's writing bad checks.
Yeah. Instead, from all of the shit that she was so stressed out, según ella, she took a whole bunch of pills and she tried to take her life.
Again. Not half-heartedly this time?
No, this time she tried.
She's full-heartedly.
Full-heartedly.
Yeah.
She was rushed to the hospital, and while there, she was served with a warrant for her arrest. And she later pled guilty to several counts of writing bad checks. Mm-hmm. She was sentenced to 6 months at the North Carolina Correctional Facility, but she only served 4.
Of course.
For good behavior. Velma, when she got out of jail, she moved back in with Kim and her husband. But she stole a check from her son-in-law and used it at a pharmacy.
Pero his checks didn't bounce, right? Like he had money.
Pues sí, güey. Pero
she stole it.
She stole it. Mm-hmm. With this, Kim and her husband nicely...
Tell her to get the fuck out?
Yes. Kicked her ass out of their home since Kim was now pregnant and having a baby. Mm-hmm. And then Velma was shocked. Why would you tell me to leave? Dolida, güey.
Wait, you're a menace.
Yeah. So at this point, Velma's like, se va a quedar de donde vivir. So she had the idea, hermana.
No ideas.
Yeah, idea of offering in-home care to the elderly.
No. No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
If there's one person that should not be offering any sort of help, it's not Velma.
She was going to help take care of the elderly for room and boarding. Okay?
I know.
She found a couple. Immediately, almost. 94-year-old Montgomery and 84-year-old Dolly Edwards.
Oh.
Montgomery lost his legs. Dolly, yeah. Montgomery lost his legs from complications from his diabetes, and he was in the hospital. He also had lost his vision. Dolly really wanted to bring her husband home from the hospital, but she knew that she couldn't do it alone. She
needed help, right?
She needed help. Mm-hmm. And Dolly was also a cancer survivor.
Oh.
And her husband was bedridden. No podía con él. The county nurse, pinche county nurse, hija la verga, at the hospital brought up the idea of getting
a caretaker.
And maybe she wanted to get Velma to work with them.
I know.
Velma was to get room and board as well as $75 a week from the couple. Mm-hmm. Velma felt that Dolly was reminding her of her mom a little bit.
Oh, not Miss Lately.
In her actions. She would tell her what to do.
Bitch.
I start to think a little bit like it's her, you know?
No shit.
No shit.
No me digas.
No me digas. So, te estaba diciendo que Dolly le decía que hiciera algo and Velma...
You're literally there.
Yes. And then Velma did what she told her to, and then Dolly would never be satisfied. Ronnie even said that it sounded like her mother was arguing with her grandma when she was alive.
Oh, shit, yeah.
The main argument at this kind of time was that Dolly would always talk about her nephew, Ronald Stuart Taylor.
Ronald Stuart
Taylor. But they only called him Stuart. Velma had met him a few times, and she had a romantic interest in him.
Oh.
Yeah. Sparked her interest.
She's going for her husband number 3?
Hey, you never know. Dolly would often complain about Stuart, as they called him, like I said, and would talk about his excessive drinking. Como que hablaba mal de él. She would like badmouth him, like, ay, este nomás está tomando.
Se la pasa tomando, pisteando y toda la cosa.
Y con los vatos. Velma and Stuart did go on some dates, but then he stopped coming over all around.
Okay.
When Velma brought it up to Dolly, para preguntarle, ¿qué pedo con tu sobrino? She said that her nephew had gone back with his wife.
Yikes.
Yeah. And after they had separated.
Yeah.
On January 29th, 1977, Montgomery passed away, but they were from natural causes. Left in the home was now only Velma and Dolly. So she goes on to say that Dolly would complain and would scream at her
all the time.
But it was known that actually Velma would scream and try like so bad that she wanted to like hurt
Carla.
See, did not take long for Velma to decide to go back to the pharmacy and get some arsenic.
Okay.
Yeah. And she started to poison Dolly. Dolly was in so much pain for 24 hours, Estela.
Oh my God.
And Velma watched Dolly in agony, and she stated that she felt nothing. The next morning, Dolly passed away on March the 1st of 1977. Once again, no one suspected of the death of Dolly.
Yeah.
She was an older woman, and Velma played the part of the sad caregiver so well. Without hesitation, she moved on to look for the next victim.
¿Ya cuántos lleva? A ver, es Mr. Thomas, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, no.
No, I don't think, I don't know.
No.
A lot of people say que maybe she did, pero because it was just weird que se salió a la misma vez y se habían salido los hijos.
Smoke,
whatever.
inhalation. Yeah. Okay, well, let's not count. Okay, so Jennings. I don't know, maybe Pauline.
Maybe her mom.
Her mom, her dad.
Yeah.
More
Montgomery.
Even one
Dolly.
is a lot.
Yeah.
Even one is a lot.
Okay. There's more. And she found them. 80-year-old John Henry Lee and his 76-year-old wife, Record Lee. Her name was Record.
Oh, cool. That's neat.
Record had just broken her leg, and John could not take care of her. He looked for help, and tragically, they found Velma.
They found the worst help.
The worst help. Velma moved in April of 1977, and she immediately found them annoying.
Lady, maybe you shouldn't be taking care of elderly people, or you shouldn't be a caretaker. Go work at a warehouse. You don't have to talk to anybody, I'm sure.
After a few months, she admitted she hated the couple, but she could not quit because she needed the money. To have enough money for her drug addiction, she stole one of John's checkbooks, and she was writing herself unauthorized checks. Now, the Lees got their bank statements and verified the activity of anywhere between $100 and $200 being taken out at a time. They questioned it, and they even called the police. They could not find anybody that could have been taking those people's money. They couldn't figure it out. They were like, who could have done that?
Yeah.
The only people that they could have think of, or that the Lees thought, was Velma.
Was la única que was close enough to them.
But no, there's no way. The police could not figure it out.
Not this woman who has lost so much.
Sweet caretaker. Sweet.
And just has been through so much herself.
They just
not her. Of course not.
No idea who did it. No idea.
And, the spirit of Bob.
Yeah. And guess what? They did not investigate. After that, she did become a little bit spooked from the police being called. So she decided it was time to get some more arsenic. She claimed that she was just buying the arsenic to make the people sick.
No. No.
She said that she wanted to make them sick enough for them not to notice that she was taking checks. Not long after, she poisoned John's tea and coffee, at least 3 times. She started on April the 29th of 1977. The symptoms were the same for her other victims and John. She eventually did take him to the hospital. Estaba preocupada.
Yeah.
They treated the symptoms, and, once again, they let him out of the hospital because they were like, oh, it's just
a virus. Yeah.
Through the month, he would continue to get sicker and sicker. I don't know why she gave him para todo el mes, no lo mató luego. I don't know if she...
Maybe because she, like you said, maybe she had gotten spooked, that she was like, I can't make it seem too
obvious. That's what I think too. Yeah. But after a month of poisoning him, she took him back to the hospital, and it was too late. John was so sick that he was turning blue.
Bitch.
He was turning blue. Like the color blue, bitch.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, you're turning... No.
No, like...
He was blue.
Not like te falta el aire, you're turning a little bit blue, purple. No, bitch, you're...
blue. And his skin was wet. Like,
oh my God,
slimy,
like clammy?
Clammy, and John was acting confused and unresponsive.
Oh my God.
The next day, on June 4th of 1977, John passed away. Once again, no one looked into his death. A few days later, after John's death, Stuart Taylor came back into the picture. And he came by to to visit and said, "Hey, Velma, how you doing? Just checking in." He said he was divorcing his wife.
Look, did I see it while you're still with your wife, or you just came to like...
He was divorcing this time, and Stuart and Velma did start to have a romantic relationship, and Velma did continue to take care of Record. Not long after, she quit her job.
Oh, okay.
Finally. Without hopefully killing Record.
Yeah.
And she started to work at a nursing home, bitch.
No. We need to keep this lady away from the elderly or anybody, to be honest.
Anybody.
Yeah. Nobody's safe.
She was working the third shift and she made more money than she had ever before. So she got her own place. She got a trailer.
Well, maybe she's making money. Like she's doing better. So maybe that will keep her hands off everybody else.
We're about to find out. While at her place, she did notice that Stuart would see her for a few days y luego se iba. So she was like, let me look into this, right? So she later finds out that he had a drinking problem too.
No mames.
And he would go on benders. So se iba por días y luego regresaba. Even after that, she stayed with him. I think that she really did
like him
or wanted to be with him. In the fall of 1977, the two became engaged.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Her children thought it was a bad idea.
Well, yeah, because she's not okay.
And they told her, please don't do it.
It's kind of like she's marrying another Thomas.
And that's exactly what they said. They were like, hey, please don't do it. Blah, blah. And so then she's like, no, I'm sure that it's going to be okay because, Stuart is different. He hasn't finalized his divorce. So that he finalizes his divorce, then he'll have his life together.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sure that's what he told her probably también, you know?
After that, they started steadily dating. Velma...
Well, they were engaged, no?
Well... You know what I mean? Like, they started, like, being engaged, like, more, que se miraban más seguido, me imagino. After that, Stuart started to make some changes. And this is how I know that Velma was so manipulative of every situation. He would never go to church. And now that he was with Velma, iba hasta 3 veces a la semana, 3 times a week.
Oh, not even just on Sundays, girl. He was going 3 times a week.
She also staged a robbery.
What?
At her home to get Stuart's attention. So you remember que se iba y luego venía?
Yeah.
Pues él tenía su casa.
Okay. Even though they were engaged.
Yeah. He knew something was up, I'm pretty sure. And it worked. So she said que there was a robbery, que estaba tirada y que la verga. So they came, vino la police, but they couldn't figure out who or if there was anybody there, nada.
Who tried to rob her or anything?
Nothing. But he came rushing to her.
He was worried about his fiancé.
He was worried about it, and he said it was too dangerous for you to be in this trailer. Come and live with me.
Es lo que quería. Exactly. Es lo que quería.
So, ella se fue a vivir con él. They started living together. But Velma went back to her old ways, and she started stealing checks.
Why? If you're making good money in the nursery home,
from Stuart.
Every time you say Stuart, I think Stuart Little.
Me too. Stuart was not having it. He's like, nah, bitch. Not on my watch, motherfucker. And she told...
She's like, te caché.
Te caché, bitch. Le dijo, if you take my money, I'm going to put your ass in jail.
Oh.
So don't ever do it again. Así le dijo.
But they were still engaged. No, I mean, le estás componiendo.
Sí, pero that's what I will say. Now, let's remember, Stuart's only 45 here.
And she's older, right?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But she wasn't scared of taking his money. Like, and she wasn't now, like, I feel like she was progressing, ¿verdad? Porque de primero was like somebody older que no se daba cuenta. But this is like
But do you think it was just like a pattern for her? Not necessarily because she needed the money, because you said she was making...
I don't know how long she was there because she was doing drugs. So she moved out now into Ronnie's house and his wife. And he has a child.
Wait, what? Can you say that again?
She moved out of Stuart's
Ronnie's
house.
Okay,
Cuando, porque le dolió el corazón.
That he told her, don't be touching
my fucking money because I'm going to put your ass in jail.
Okay.
He didn't say that, but, you know.
I guess she was expecting him to say, hey, what's mine is yours.
Yes.
And he was like, no, what's mine is mine.
Mine. Yeah. And no. So, se indignó la mujer.
Y se fue.
But now Ronnie and his wife and his child
had to take her in.
Yeah.
Because
But
even Kim was like, no.
Kim was like, no. No, porque le robó al marido.
Pues sí.
Y luego, pues, Ronnie and his wife were both like, no. No.
They're like, we know how you are.
No. They told her that she couldn't stay because they didn't want that drug addiction around their child. And
Of course.
And she was shocked and enraged, and she left their home. In January of 1978, she went back to live with Stuart.
Oh.
She also quit her job.
Se le pasó lo indignado.
She also quit her job and had no money.
Like, I know that she's obviously not well, but And I understand that, but I feel like at the same time, I'm like, you like to struggle.
Yeah. Not only that, but she even was in the hospital for her addiction. She started to steal from Stuart again. Pero es que Stuart ya le había dicho.
Es que sí, por eso estoy...
Stuart le dijo que más vale que calmara su pinche pedo porque la iba a meter a la cárcel, and she didn't care.
But that's how deep
Sick
it runs.
Was. Like, that's how
big the addiction ran.
Exactly. So he threatened her again. Bitch, ya te había dicho una
Strike
vez,
two.
ho. Strike two, motherfucker. You're going to jail. He didn't say that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
She then decides to make a trip to the store.
And
and make sure that Stuart did not go to the police. Velma begins to poison Stuart by mixing arsenic into his beer, sometimes his tea, and sometimes in the cereal.
Not the Lucky Charms.
The Lucky Charms, bitch. On the Frosted Flakes. Okay?
And those cornflakes.
Yeah. Stuart begins to get ill after eating breakfast or whatever. Mm-hmm. I guess that's when le dio lo más, ¿verdad? And they were at a church retreat. O sea, le valió madre en la pinche church, güey.
No, es que pues allá también, toda así holy and shit Christian. Yeah. I'm a woman of God. I'm a God-fearing woman.
Clutching her pearls and everything.
Pero anda matando a la gente.
She acted like she was trying to help him while there and making sure that he was feeling better. She even, this bitch no tenía
fucks. Vergüenza.
Well, no tenía madre porque la mató. Pero she really had no fucks given. She even brought up the fact that it could have been something that he ate.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah, you gave it to him.
What the fuck?
It was a cereal. It was a beer. It was a tea. I'm sure it was something that he ate. Something that he ingested because of you.
Yeah. He was taken to the hospital by her, and she stayed by his side, bitch.
Oh, porque were they engaged still?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she acted like if she was taking care of him. She was taking care of him. Obviously, the hospital did nothing again and called it a gastrointestinal problem. Like,
yeah.
Kind of saying like a more fancy way of saying a virus. But on February 3rd of 1978, Stuart died.
Bitch, I swear if I saw her walking on the street, I would like run away from her.
Me too. I'd be scared. After Velma rushed him back to the hospital, again, he was on and off. Stuart's family even invited her to ride in the family car to the funeral home, ho. Yes. Again, she was seen crying at the funeral. Mm-hmm. Stuart died at the age of 56. He was young, dude.
Yeah.
He was young. And he was completely healthy.
No, pero sí duró bastante back and forth with Velma. Yeah. I mean, because you said he was 45.
45.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No. Sí duraron.
Yeah.
He was completely healthy. The family and the doctors finally had questions. Finally, someone had questions. Finally.
It's because he wasn't her usual, victim.
No. He passed so young. He was fairly healthy, and his uncle and his aunt had passed away in a similar way.
Dolly and
Montgomery. So then the family decided before he was buried to have an autopsy done.
Yes.
Around the same time, someone called into the police department and anonymously said that there had been several murders disguised as natural deaths. The caller mentioned the deaths by name, like Lily and Jennings.
Like by name, literally went down the list.
Yes. And it was said that the caller, they said, I don't know if it's true, but that the caller was one of Velma's sisters.
Oh, shit.
Finally.
Thank you, Velma's sister.
Yes, whoever you are. This forced the police to take a little bit of a deeper look into Velma. No one could ever believe it was her. And there was just no way. She was once again, we go back to the same thing. We keep going back to, we sound like broken records, Pero,
yeah, I'm sure people knew that, maybe she was just like, had her issues and stuff. Yeah. Pero for you to have your issues as and then you killing a lot of people, there's like nobody, I don't think anybody expects that.
No. Medical examiners did notice some abnormalities with Stuart's autopsy, but no one could figure out what exactly the abnormalities were because we're in the 70s. Or no, now we're in the
late 70s.
Late 70s. And until North Carolina's chief medical examiner, Richard Hudson Jr., don't forget Jr., was able to determine that the inconsistencies in the results of the autopsy of Stuart were arsenic poisoning. Mm-hmm. After a month of investigating, Detective Benson Phillips from the Lumberton Police Department paid a visit to Velma and took her in for questioning. They wanted to question her on why so many people close to her had died from gastroenteritis.
Or natural causes.
Natural causes. When she was interrogated, Velma acted like we all figured she would. Crying, in shock.
Haciéndose la víctima.
Oh, why?
How can somebody think I'm involved?
On March the 16th, the results of Stuart's autopsy finally came in, and it confirmed that Stuart had died of arsenic poisoning. Mm-hmm. When the information was brought up to Stuart's family, his daughter, Alice, told them about Velma's forging of the checks of her dad. This gave detectives a motive, and Detective Phillips arrested Velma. Mm-hmm. When they told her that they were exhuming the bodies of her previous victims, eso fue cuando she's like, no, I confess.
Oh, shit.
She did. She confessed to the killings of her mother, Lily, and Montgomery, Dolly, and John, saying it was an accident. She said once again that she wanted to make them sick only.
To steal from them.
When the body of Jennings was exhumed, because she also killed Jennings.
Yeah, but she didn't bring him up, right?
She did not bring him up. Mm-hmm. But when they were also able to find traces of arsenic, but she denied killing him. Even though there was evidence in multiple murders and the confession, she was only indicted for one count of first-degree murder for Stuart Taylor. Now, prosecutors stated that this was the victim that had the best evidence, and that in the state of North Carolina, you only needed one murder, one conviction to be in death row.
Okay.
So since a lot of the other ones had already been dead or whatever, he felt like it wasn't something that was going to get for her to get the conviction. Mm-hmm. Velma was not present for the indictment, unfortunately, because she was in the hospital undergoing extensive physiological evaluation. After all of this, Dr. Bob Rollins determined that she was very competent to stand trial. Mm-hmm. On May the 18th of 1978, she did try to plead not guilty by reason of insanity, but it didn't work. The trial began on November the 27th of 1978. Mm-hmm. The prosecutor was so confident, Estela, that that this was an open and closed case, so much so that he didn't even give an opening statement. He just went straight into the witnesses.
Yeah.
Everyone brought up how Velma was addicted to drugs and how she had a drinking problem. Mm-hmm. And the defense witnesses stated that she kind of had a bad upbringing and that,
and I'm sure maybe that's when, she said that her dad maybe had like
assaulted her
or abused her. Yeah.
Which I'm not saying that it didn't, but we don't know. Velma took the stand herself, and she argued that she was not trying to kill them or kill anyone. She was just trying to make them sick long enough for her to pay the money back that she took from them. They didn't even want to bring any more witnesses or experts or anything. They were just like, this is it. And also when the witnesses were coming up from the other cases of the other people that she died would try to say something, or they were like, no, we need to remember this is only on Stuart's death, because
you can't. It's not.
When the prosecution gave their closing statements, Velma clapped her hands sarcastically.
Wow.
At the end of it all, the prosecution was right. It was an open and closed case. The trial lasted 1 week, and the jury only deliberated for an hour. They found Velma guilty on first-degree murder, and after 3 hours, they voted for her to get the death penalty. Joe Britt, the prosecutor, later said, and I quote, "If there's ever been a case deserving of this imposition of the ultimate penalty, this is the case."
And then she died. During
the sentencing, Velma showed no emotion, but her daughter, sitting a couple rows behind her, she burst into tears when hearing her mother's fate. She claimed that she was not going to appeal, and she also claimed that she was ready to meet God. On December the 2nd, 1978 is when she awaited her death for 6 years. As I mentioned before in the beginning, at Central Prison in Raleigh, North Carolina, until the last time. Her special request for a meal.
Her last meal.
She didn't really have a meal request. She just wanted a bag of cheese doodles and Coca-Cola.
Cheese doodles?
Kind of like Cheez-Its, I guess. Or like cheese, like Cheetos. I don't know. Her final words, I did want to say what she said, and I quote, "I know that everybody has gone through a lot of pain, all the families involved. I'm sorry for everything I've done. I ask you all to forgive me," end quote.
And that's the quote that you said that she kind of sounded like she said it just to say it, not because she actually meant it.
Yep. And this is the case of the so-called, or what they named her as, the death row granny. That reminds us that monsters don't always look like monsters. So let us know what you think. Thank you so much for listening. If you would like to follow us on Instagram, you can at
Cafecito and Crane Pod. And if you would like to download our episodes, leave us a review and or rate us. We would appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.